Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we have a 2022 Yamaha R7 and we're going to be replacing this bolt with this bolt, and the reason why is so we can mount this RAM mount for a cell phone. So it's going to help with navigation, it's going to help with communication, and it's going to help be secure with a safe ride. Okay, and we're going to show you how to get this started right when we come back. Okay, so here's an angle that we need to see. All right, so when we take this nut off, it's a 27mm nut. What's gonna happen is nothing, because what you have here is you have this. Let me get a better view of this. All right, so this yoke, I think it's called a yoke. It is secured with that silver nut back there. It's secured with this Allen wrench or Allen head bolt and this Allen head bolt, as well as the center part. So if you take this off, it's going to be okay because it's held in 3 other places. Okay, so don't fear when it comes to that. Somebody tried to take this off with an adjustable wrench. So what we're going to do is we're going to file down these edges so we can get our 27mm socket on there. It's probably on there pretty good. All right, so we're going to carefully file these sharp edges just enough to where we can get that socket on there. Okay, oof, and we're going to be careful. Might be enough, but okay, it's coming off. You know what, we're going to protect this with a towel. Okay, I got a little protection here. Slow and steady, just take little bits of it off. You want to save the surfaces as much as possible, but we do have to get our wrench on that nut. All right, here's another good side. All right, that came off. All right, let's see if the 27 fits on there now. Perfect. All right, we don't have to go anymore, just enough to get the burrs off. All right, that's a 1/2 inch drive, so we're gonna have to find a 1/2 inch drive and work that. All right, so you guys have seen this in some of the other videos. I got this 1/2 inch drive breaker bar. I got it from Harbor Freight. All I need it to do is break the torque on something, so I don't need it to be Craftsman. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna place a lot of pressure on this, and we're gonna pull towards us. Okay, we're also gonna watch the bike to make sure the bike does not move. All right, make sure you're not wobbly. Make sure it's square. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna get steady, even pressure, and it pops right loose. Okay, now there's a washer there. There's a spacer there. We're gonna keep all that there. The only thing we're gonna do is replace this nut with the other nut. Okay, so we have the proper socket here. This particular socket is a 1 3/16. It ends up fitting it exactly perfect. Okay, it's probably about a 28mm if you're gonna go for millimeters. All right, so before we start putting a wrench on there, let's see if it'll hand thread. And it does. Perfect. All right, get it snug. And this particular nut has a spec on it of 85 foot-pounds. So let's get 85 foot-pounds on the torque wrench. 85 sitting right around in here, so let's dial that in. All right, we're hitting 80, and then 5 is right here. We're gonna lock it in. Okay, so with torque wrenches, you want to pull the wrench towards you. That way you don't over tighten. So we're going to stand like this. Obviously, the guy filming this has control of the bike. You need to have control of the bike when you do this, because you're going to be putting torque on the forks, which you're trying to move. So I'm going to hold the fork. I'm going to hold the handlebar against my torque, and here we go. slow. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna get a shorter extension because I don't want to mar that. I don't want to mar that surface of the nut. It's a nice nut. This will prevent me from marring it as much since I have to. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna hold. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna hold this and I'm gonna pull. There it is. That'll tell you it's 85. Okay, it's on there good now. So we're gonna, you probably bit into it just a little bit. We're gonna tap it right off of there. Just a couple of quick little taps, and there it is. Tiny bit of marring around the edge, but you can't really avoid that unless you have a like a rubber inside of one of your tools. But anyway, the next thing that's going to happen is the adapter is going to go inside that hole. So the basic premise of this video is to show you how to replace this nut so you can access the hole of the stem. So next what we're going to do is we're going to install the actual cell phone mount that mounts on this. Okay guys, so this is the instructions for our RAM mounts. It's a part number 219175. This is the approximate cost of it if you get it at a dealer. Okay, so the hard part's been done, which is assembling the contraption here to hold your phone. But the main thing we want is how to mount it to the motorcycle. So what's cool about this company is they give you various sizes in one piece, and they show you exactly what we're going to do. So we're going to use this once we have the size that we need, we're going to have it, and it's going to be right there. So we have to size this up first, and we're going to have this piece. Okay, then we're going to have to find out what size our stem hole is, and that's when we grab one of these, which is located here. We're going to put the nut, which is located in our package, right here, and we're going to need a washer that smashes the rubber down, which will expand in the tube, which will prevent it from coming out. Okay, so it's a real simple system, but it has everything. But there's only one thing we have to do, and that's to size this piece right here. So if you look, what we're going to do is we're going to crush this in there as far as we can and give it a twist. Then when we give it a twist, it marks it. If you see that faint line right there, that's a line we're going to use to cut. All right, then we're going to assemble the whole piece, and we're going to put it into the tube, and then we're going to secure it with that little nut. Okay, so you want a thin knife and a very, very sharp knife to do this with. Okay, we're gonna try to make it as perpendicular to the stem as possible. We crammed it in there pretty good because the thinking is you can make it go down as far as you want. If it's too big, we can trim it, but if it's too short, you can't trim that. So we're gonna start large. We're gonna go here. Actually, I'm gonna go here. We're gonna look for, in a sawing motion, you need 1 inch from the bottom. So once you have your top cut, that's what we tried to get the first time. We got it. Now we're gonna get our bottom cut. Our bottom cut is gonna be 1 inch from our top cut. So here we go. All right, so here's how we're gonna do this. We're gonna measure it from here to here. We're gonna cut 1 inch down. I'm actually gonna go a little short. I'm gonna go 1 inch and 1/16. I'm gonna cut it right here. Ideally, you're gonna wanna mark that, but I'm gonna mark it with my fingernail right there. Again, with our sharp knife. All right, now we're ready. So here's our mount, okay? So this goes in first. Nice, it looks good. Okay, next step is the washer, then the rubber, then this. Okay, now it's close, but it's not there yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to smash it. We're going to smash it. We may need to cut it more. We're going to smash it while we drive this in just a little bit. Okay, so this is gonna require a little bit of effort. We're gonna smash it as good as you can. Use something. You don't want to cross thread the little bolt. Well, if you're fighting with it, you might need to cut it just a little bit more. I want it as tight as possible with the most amount of rubber possible. But if you can't do it, then you're gonna have to cut it shorter. Okay, so upon reading the directions better, it actually says that this washer has to go in the tube and this plate has to fit flush with the bike. So in order to have that happen, I had to put a smaller washer on there. And I also am gonna have to take a little bit off the top because as you can see, there's a rim right here to where it will not pass. So I'm glad we ignored the 1 inch and went a little bit less, gave us some more length. That way we can cut off the top bit. So we're gonna do some trimming. It's a little nerve-wracking, but it's gonna pay off. This time I'm gonna go slow when it comes to cutting this rubber. Again, you gotta have a real sharp knife for this stuff. Okay, let's try this. All right, that's gonna work. This is gonna thread on better anyway. All right, get it to where it bites in there a little bit. Not too much, because you have to fit it in the hole. Some people like to put glue on this rubber. If you're feeling frisky and you wanna put glue on it, do that at your own risk. But the instructions do not say to put glue. Here we go. Should go all the way down inside now. And it does. Good fit. Okay, so we're almost ready. So it's in the hole, it's disappeared, it's ready to go. Now we're gonna tighten her up. And immediately it starts to give me some resistance, which is a good sign. Well, it's spinning. So, hey, these things take time. So it says if it starts to spin, pull it out of the hole. See that resistance? That's a lot. It's a lot of resistance. Anyway, it's spinning right here. So what we have to do, we have to tighten it just a little bit more. Just another couple of threads or so. I'll smash it back down in there. Just know the more you tighten it, the more big it gets. That should be it. Remember, don't scratch your bike. Be careful. I can feel it moving in there again. It's grabbing right here and it's moving, it's walking. So you gotta tighten it just a little bit more. Teeth are biting in good. Let's hope it grabs. Once it grabs, it's gonna grab good, but until then, okay, that's good. This time it's gonna be kind of hard to fit in the hole, I think. Get it kind of. I don't want to rip the rubber, so I'm putting it in there kind of easy, letting it calm down a little bit as I put it in. And this is probably it right here. I keep saying that. This is probably it. This is probably it. But hey, you know, you guys need to budget some time for these things. I feel it twisting in there. It's giving us trouble. Okay guys, got it all in there. As you can see, it's flush mounted where it needs to be. It's nice and tight. It actually won't move even with I'm moving the bike instead. So basically what I had to do is put a tiny bit of WD-40 right at the bottom of the threads of that screw, the nut. You do not want to get the oil onto the rubber part itself. Otherwise it's not gonna stay in there. I mean, you could probably lift the whole bike up on this thing. It's real nice and sturdy. Okay, and one more thing. Hey, this is how it mounts. All right, this is how it mounts. And you can kind of offset it. Here I am. Hey there, I see you. You can kind of offset it to the left or right. That way you can put your key in there. So when you're able to move the steering back and forth, you could see that it does not interfere with your windscreen or anything like that. So yeah, I just figured I'd share with you guys that little extra bit. This is kind of a good little mount. Plus it doesn't interfere with the wind. You see, it's not sticking up. So it's a perfect accessory for you. Okay, so if you guys like seeing this sort of content and these sort of jobs, you know, subscribe, like, share my channel out, and we'll see you guys next time on I Just Fix It Myself. Thanks for watching.